Good morning once again. If you just join us, you are welcome to Property Matter. Because before we come up with Kuruku this morning, we don't hype the episode of Property Matter today. Talk of say a very fresh one, or shall tear up our topic now will they take. Not going to say, or let me say, theme of discussion will be say we go learn, we go travel down memory lane, we go see how things they do them in those days, and how it take be now. Then we go still come hear your own view, be how things be for you that time. Make we no forget, say person we forget in history, that we forget in background. They say na like say a handbag of sufferness. They say ni to soleno osakpo yako. They can't even talk say any stream we forget in source will say go dry. That's why Engineer Debo yesterday called me for phone. We talk. He said, let's go down memory lane. We will see us how take be for Ibodo Nigeria in those days, so that we can see or peep into the future. Olododo na be my name, and our guest will be Engineer Debo Adejano. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Chief. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
The Chief Olododo of where now?
Of Brooklyn.
Of Brooklyn?
Yes, I want to go.
Which Brooklyn?
Brooklyn, Ghana.
Yeah, seriously.
Brooklyn, you call it Brooklyn. We don't call it Brooklyn.
Brooklyn?
Yeah, like New York.
Like New York.
We call it New York. But people who don't travel, we say New York. New York.
It's New York.
Yeah.
New York.
You there.
Good morning, our viewers. How are you this morning? I'm sure you enjoy yourself. So today, like Chief said, we are going memory lane. We are going down memory lane just to see how things, was, and compare with what they are right now. And we would really like you said, that you contribute, because especially those that will be around that area that will be going today, because we are going to a particular area today. I will just go back to how it used to be. Well, yes, we're going to show you some pictures courtesy of our sources, So let's go there.
Okay, sir.
Abi?
Our theme of discussion today, you say make we see how if MCR is there, let's have it, make we see how things take be in those days. Waiting drop that thought for your mind, and that's going down community development memory lane series.
Yeah.
Obviously it's not going to be this series.
It's not just going to be this one.
Series
Yeah.
Series
We'll come up with others as we go on.
Waiting drop that idea into your mind, and what do you intend to achieve from this? What correction do you intend to make?
Well, you know that Yorubas will say, Tomode o babaton.
Yes.
Aba roba. Aroba de ni babaton. So, meaning that history is very important. There is what it brings to you. There is a kind of knowing or knowledge that it brings to you. It helps to reshape your thinking in a way, and it helps you to be able to then appreciate where you are currently. The history of the past helps you to appreciate your present and be able to project into the future. And that is just the reason why I felt that we should go memory lane regarding community development, what it has been like. From government, from private entities and all of that. We'll just explore, today. In this series.
When you say community development, what do you mean by community development? Because when you say community development, that time they grow for job, understand, for Debo. So no, you have to be proud of our team.
Okay, Bo. Is it that Oyinbo was the one staying on that mountain?
That's where Oyinbo first come.
Okay,
that's
Bo.
Atiba. That's where you have the King Palace.
No, because immediately you mentioned, I know, say it has to do with it has to do.
My cousin.
Okay. So you are Prince.
You don't just have a Prince.
I don't know. Just as they talk now.
Don't let me so myself. No, back to the say in those days, waiting I grow up to know. Now our Bale, Olori Ebi, then there are some people who call Baba Bada. Maybe the people, all those men, we say, now then we get mouth for community. Now then they do community development. They don't share the farm amidst themselves. The house itself now compound.
Agbole, yes.
Understand? And everybody getting Agbole. Then there is only one mosque and one church.
See?
So you understand? One mosque and one church. Finish for the whole community. Maybe that now where everything done. One mosque, one church. Then the river where all of us see the first water.
And the bath.
It be not like to wet, but you go bath down.
Okay.
First water up.
Okay.
So that river, I remember it did down for the house of a small long. People were there, you go near a small long. So now down, but the river don't dry now.
You know?
So which are they try to be say
that means say the river don't forget in source.
You back Benny, but you back so which are they try talk now they say now so we take do community development for our own side.
Okay.
So how it take be, or is that the same thing you mean by community development?
No. What I mean is community evolution. The evolution of a community, how communities grow or evolve, you know, get more and more, get populated. That's what I mean. Not the administration or the structure per se, but how a community comes to be is what I mean. And this is what I'm saying. So take, for example, the example we are using today for our spotlight is the popular Bodija housing estate.
Bodija for Ibadan.
Bodija.
Where popular?
Bodija.
And that area every day now.
Abi na that area na day. Yeah, okay. Bodija. I hope you know say na housing estate. Did you see that some houses are very similar in?
Yeah, I think maybe they be friends. Maybe they just be friends. They build the same thing.
And you know, it's one of the coolest areas till today in Ibadan.
Big man area I did there.
It's a big man area I did there. Now, you may be shocked. Okay, so Bodija was instituted by the regional government, Western regional government, 1959 precisely. 59. That one, 1959 precisely was when Bodija was instituted. I mean, it was created by the regional state. And what was the regional government? What was the reason? They wanted a more organized community. You know Ibadan now. And you know Ibadan was the capital of the Western region. And you know Ibadan is one place that if you really go to the Ibadan, then in fact, street numbering is I don't know how people you can't say this is my house address. It's just pathway. There's nothing like street. No street. It's pathway, as in when you say street, that pathway is footway. Footpath.
Can't do street.
You know, because the houses are just built in some funny ways, you know. So Bodija housing estate was the first attempt in Ibadan. In fact, in the whole of Western region, was the first attempt for an organized estate. Yes, for an organized estate. Actually, I mean, that's the first estate in Nigeria, really.
Wow.
Yes, the first housing estate in Nigeria.
Wow.
That's, according to history, that is the first housing estate in Nigeria. Yes, in Nigeria. That's Bodija. 1959. Wow. 1959 was when it was constituted. Now, you know the funniest thing? It was said in the history book, okay? It is said in the history book that Bodija, where it is right now, compared to the community that was Ibadan at the time, was a forest. As it was a far place. Okay, so you are in Ajao Estate now, Abi?
Yes.
So Bodija, let's say Ajao Estate is the tick of, you know, or Lagos Island. Let's use Lagos. Lagos Island. Let's say that is the main Ibadan. Bodija looked like Surulere at best in the 60s. When Lagos Island was Lagos Island, Marina and all of that. You know, Surulere was nothing, was a bush.
This place is not desert.
Surulere was a farm settlement. That was what Bodija was like when it was, when that housing estate was to be created.
This same Bodija where look up.
Where that is the tick of, I mean, is the main,
express road now.
Is the main place in Ibadan. It's one of the main places in Ibadan.
Baba house, you know, far down by Baba house.
So that is what it was. It was a place that was created away from what used to exist. Why am I laying emphasis on this? When people see things being created right now, they should think about the future. You know, we are saying that history would help you appreciate your present.
And I'll get you.
And then help you to project.
Or know the future.
Help you to project into the future. So Bodija was like that. It was something within the fringes of town. You are a big boy. You're a big boy.
Early in the morning for veranda like this. sọ fún ìyá yín kọ́ arin bàbá yín kan wá sanwó lé wọn. People dey enjoy life ni. Bodija na very expensive.
That's how they look you.
A big place area now.
Person wey get house for Bodija, he will wake up in the morning and be tired to wear now. To get to that stage, your mentality go don change pass make you dey roll. Make you dey do to where they do chewing stick in the morning. You get some other things to do. Maybe you say that you have your chair in front of your balcony, you know, and your stew beside you, your newspapers, you know, and you are crossing your leg, your cup of tea. Every morning you stay like that. 7 o'clock, you are already reading your newspaper and enjoying the view of people going up and down. That's the kind of, not towel. They go know by that city. You know Oluwalabe Lodge. You know that program. When you see for that kind of balcony, they go know. They go know say that.
If I can't get what you don't analyze engineer Debo, with this superb analysis, can we say that hey, most of those places that I'm not even saying, and it's what would they take, like they call some place Igbogbo inside Korodu. They say some place Ijedodo. Then they call some place Lankwe.
You know, in fact, you know the funniest thing. 2 of those places you mentioned, it's already almost going out of the reach of people if they don't latch on now. You said Igbogbo. I hope you know that Fort Mainland is coming.
Yeah.
So if Fort Mainland comes, Igbogbo will not be exactly what we think it is right now, where you never really want to go.
Why waiting for Fort Mainland be go do for Igbogbo?
Ikorodu now.
I know say Ikorodu, I'm waiting for
it will access. Infrastructure is what breeds real estate. Infrastructure is what feeds real estate.
Saying it will be easier for us to move.
It will be easier for you to get into Igbogbo and get out. And once it's easier for you, if you can get into Igbogbo by road and by rail, what else will be the problem in staying in Igbogbo and commuting to any other part of Lagos? Do you understand? So Bodija was like that. It was on a 400 acres of land. Wow. That housing estate, that Bodija housing estate, 400 acres of land.
Okay, let's go on this shikini break. Most definitely when we come back, we're going to see that pictorial representation of the structure of we engineer Debo. They talk about go nowhere. We will be right back. Yes, as we talk and before the show, we not let you down at all because if you dey watch from the beginning of the show, facts na we dey talk. Something wey be say you don't even come out for current affairs and you go answer them correctly. People go come dey wonder, they don't go know say information na power. You've been informed. In don't talk and say Bodija, where they see so now one of the very first housing estates for Obodo, Nigeria, and exactly in the western region too. You don't let us also know say 1959. Anything be happened during the days of Baba Awu and all other things we don't learn from very, very interesting theme of discussion. We're not done yet because we'll still most likely see the pictorial presentation so that we'll see what it look like that time. Not everywhere say engineer Debo said if they use this one to galvanize us, to motivate us, say those places where they call boost now. Hey, if person get one story inside Bodija today, a big boy. Esa,
yeah.
You talk of Fort Mainland Bridge.
Yes, I said Igbogbo. I said Fort Mainland Bridge will improve Igbogbo, okay, with impact on it. So if it is Igbogbo you can afford right now, like we always say.
In 2007.
Yeah.
Igbogidini.
Abi? But have you gone there recently?
But then 2007 you don't take.
You don't take. So if you go there now, you will be shocked. Then now imagine when these amenities come on, when this infrastructure starts functioning, it will no longer be what it used to be in 2007 at all, you know. So that's why people need to always project. However, I understand that a lot of times you really cannot gauge how fast, how soon, how well some of these places will evolve. There are certain things you put into consideration, like the one we are talking about now. It was Western government. At that time, you know, government was, probably much more organized and focused, okay? And maybe because it's also the beginning of the nation called Nigeria. You know, they were more, there were a lot of opportunities and of course, more reasons for
Everybody, they
them.
work to develop in region.
Exactly, more reasons for them why they should work effectively to develop their region. So that happened there. So it was on a 400 acres of land. There are 3 types of houses that were built there by government. One was for supposedly the commoners, but every of the houses, they had their amenities, they had their rooms and everything, you know, but different sizes. Yeah, I know that Bodija has always been maintained to be a good place. So probably there is some facility management around the place. I'm telling you that, and that was the biggest. That's the biggest. Yes, you can see the garden. Somebody is working in the garden there, you know. So that's the biggest property. That was the biggest property at the time. There.
Let me get something clear now. This one now.
Yeah.
Nobody say some people did swing, some people did this wing. Abi?
It looks like it's it looks like it's a 2-wing, but yes, it may likely be a 2-wing the way it looks. It likely be a 2-wing the way it is built. You know, 3,005. Now the lowest one, so they built something like low, medium, high. The lowest one was for 1,002. That is the house, the cost of the house totally. Meaning in today's naira is about 840,000. You know, but 40,000. You know, that's what I'm saying. You know the funniest thing. To move in, all you have to do was pay £50. That's like pay just like not up to 5%. Then you'll be paying the rest when you move in. So you can see why it became a lot easier for people to afford and move. It's said in history. It's said in history that, of course, a lot of people who bought these places were people in regular employment, you know, and all of that. It's said in history that a lot of people took advantage of this offering and subscribed to the Bodija housing estate as at that time. So they moved away from supposed thick, you know, to a more organized and reserved setting.
And they would see their setting, their people like
and security is not so much of a challenge at that time, you know, so you could commute easily back and forth to wherever you are going to and stuff like that. So they moved easily. You wanted to ask a question.
I want to talk. Say this kind of place now, where you see day, I'm sure the children now, maybe the children are the one using it now. Let's say children. Do you also see like this kind of place now? Do they have the power, sir, to say, okay, oh, this house, the structure is already moribund, you don't hold, let's demolish from your own? They ask from your own wealth of experience. Say only to make this say, this place don't hold, let's demolish, let's build again. I've been at that structure. We don't they body at that time because the government reserve area.
Yeah, well,
and as they pay to two questions in one, as they pay to, does it automatically become their own? Or
yeah, so the details of the terms and conditions of that estate, I won't claim to have it. However, I would reason that it was leased to them or assigned to them. It's either of those 2 options. If it was assigned to them, it means whatever is the title has been given to them, so they can pass it to their heirs, you know, perpetuity within that tenure, if there was a tenure then, because this is 1959. But everything came into a tenured arrangement by 1978, you know, by the Land Use Act, you know. So whatever it is, the people could have passed what they have to their children if it was assigned. If it was also leased, it must have been leased for a particular period. Okay, and once there is a residue, they can also pass it to whoever they so choose. Now, whether they can bring the house down and rebuild, it depends. If their title is still on, and the property is moribund, of course they can apply. I'm sure they should be able to apply and get the permission to demolish it and rebuild whatever it is approved to be rebuilt. You know.
Of those ones now. They could then get inside the house.
You can imagine what a property. In fact, we would love if we could get a call from somewhere. Anybody that knows about Bodija or that is in Bodija. Maybe what properties are going for in that corridor right now, and how Bodija is perceived within the Ibadan environment. It will really help us if we can get somebody from Ibadan. Yes, if we can get somebody to call. Okay, to just give us an insight. So the middle one was going for 1,650. 1,650 pounds, of course, and you were expected to pay 200 pounds to move in.
Just 200 pounds.
200 pounds to move in. That's also like about 12% thereabout. So they were what I find interesting about this thing is that the rates or what was asked to be paid were just very, you know, they were very affordable, and so people could easily take it on. So I'm not surprised that it was a project that was taken up in no time, you know, by people, because affordability was great.
Okay, I won't like to belabor you because this series 1 and a lot of questions in my mind when I don't prepare for series 2. Vis-a-vis, we are going to open phone line very well next week. Ginger all our callers from Ibadan. Let's hear what Bodija looks like then, now, and the future. But the question when I just want to wait today before next week, be this kind of thing. I don't want us to attack government or anything, but this kind of housing thing, why don't we have more of it now? Why? Is it that that 1978 Act has restricted maybe government from doing a lot of housing estates like we used to have then? Why? Because this thing, they help solve housing problems.
Well, not necessarily that anything has restricted. I think there are attempts, and we've had some after that, but we've not just had enough. Also, let's say exactly, that's part of it. Also, let's say that the need is enormous. The need is also enormous. I mean, the rate at which our population has grown since that time that we are talking about till now, you see that it has grown seriously. It has grown seriously. So those are the kind of things we are talking about. But I believe that, I mean, as government and as a people continue to find expression, you know,
do you still feel
in our relationship,
something that should be encouraged in governance? That's the question.
Okay, so government going into building housing directly, in my own opinion, may not be the way out.
Why?
Because you see, no, not at all. You see, the business of building a house is a business. Government has not been known to be so good in business, if you get what I'm saying. However, government has a huge role to play to still make things possible by providing enabling environments, you know, so that people need to do these things can do it massively. They will achieve more that way. Because a lot of people will be doing it from a lot of places, and it will be meeting demand, you know, than government just focusing on one place per time. You know, there is only so much.
Plenty private school now.
You know, there is only so much that government can do.
Well, that series 1 be this, it be like say make we no go. When we come for series 2 next week, by the grace of God, we will open phone line where plus some other questions we will come from in-house. If you really enjoyed today's episode, why not make it the same time with us Tuesday next week? From me and Engineer Debo, would they say
bye. Enjoy the rest.